Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, coming to you live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. Acting Inspector General of Police Muhammad Adamu continues tour of Northwest to ramp up security across the states ravaged by armed banditry and kidnapping. Residents of Bagana and Patani communities in KOGI state flee their homes following attacks by suspected herdsmen. INEC releases schedule of activities for governorship election in Bayelsa and KOGI states. Fixes November the 2nd, 2019 for the conduct of the polls in both states. And Israel awaits results in close general election as exit polls suggest no clear winner. ChannelsTV.com has more information for you, and on youtube.com/channelsweb you can watch our videos. You can also watch us on your mobile device via your browser or download the Channels TV app for Android and iOS devices from their respective stores. Besides giving you access to news and updates on the go, the Channels TV and Channels 24 app has an eyewitness feature that you can use to share pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, tap and swipe to reveal the menu, and then follow the instructions. Now we have some pictures and let's share them with you. And we start off from this picture in Delta State. It shows a tanker hanging from a bridge protector at the Efron roundabout in Uvie local government area. Its driver tried to cross the flyover bridge, but the tanker suddenly started rolling back and rammed into the edge of the bridge. Eyewitness says it was caused by a heavy gridlock, and he wants drivers, especially those of heavy-duty vehicles, to be more careful. Our next picture shows the MPA highway in Warri, lined on both sides by petroleum tankers. According to the eyewitness reporter, the parked tankers stretch all the way down to the Efron Army Barracks. The appeal here is for the Delta State government to intervene. From Edo State comes this picture showing a dilapidated bridge, which the local government area of the state, that's where it's at. The eyewitness reporter is asking the authorities to fix the road as residents are unable to get to the next village. And let's end with this image from Calabar, the Cross River State capital. According to the eyewitness reporter, these are students of the University of Calabar taking lectures in the open rather than inside a classroom. The eyewitness reporter, however, does not say if the outdoor lecture is a case of students being exposed to places other than the classroom for practical teaching. Thanks for sending in all your pictures, and do keep them coming in to us. The Nigerian Army has been talking about why villagers of a Borno town on the Maiduguri-Damaturu Express Road were evacuated from their homes. The Deputy Director, Army Public Relations of the Theatre Command and 7th Division, Colonel Ado Issa, says the intention is to avoid collateral damage in the course of operations. Hundreds of villagers have arrived at the Bakassi IDP camp in Maiduguri, some 40 kilometers from the Jakana, and have been profiled by NEMA. But what Colonel Issa is saying is that there's an intense patrol going on the fringes of the Lake Chad Basin, codenamed Yanchin Tafki, for which troops are providing blocking in all areas that are possible routes for fleeing insurgents. On allegations making the rounds that the villagers were evacuated from being complicit by accommodating insurgents who are believed to have several routes and crossing points around Jakana, the colonel distanced the army from those allegations. Meanwhile, residents of neighboring Damaturu in the Yobe state capital are reporting an intense gun battle around the Red Bricks estate, an estate situated at the entrance of the city. It is not clear if the military is engaging armed bandits in the gun battle, as residents are hiding in their homes while the shooting lasts. Damaturu is about 90 kilometers away from Jakana, where the military is currently conducting intensive clearance operations. From security, we cross over to Abuja. Here's Makwe Ogun Yusuf. Makwe?
Oh, hello, Ejoma. It's good to see you. The Economic Community of West African States, as ECOWAS, is advocating a stronger transnational justice mechanism to promote peace and security in the region. The head of Mediation Facilitation Division at the ECOWAS, Ebenezer Siedu, says the inability of member states to address human rights and justice issues have continued to trigger a resurgence of violent conflict in the region. According to him, the lack of political will and absence of national policy on transnational justice is a major challenge that limits access of justice or access to justice among member states.
The need to promote effective transitional justice mechanism among member states because of its strong connection with regional peace and security is one reason why the ECOWAS Commission is holding this meeting with members of the civil society organizations in Abuja. The representative of the Director of Political Affairs at the ECOWAS decries the inability of member states to address issues relating to human rights violation and transitional justice mechanism, insisting that it is responsible for the increasing cases of violent conflict in the region.
The recently increasing spate of insurgency and the violent extremism across member states have also raised serious human rights and the rule of law concerns. The inability of member states to address these human rights and justice issues have continued to trigger resurgence of violent conflicts, sometimes taking different dimensions and constituting potential threats to peace and security in member states.
Other participants argue strongly that there is an urgent need to strengthen existing justice system among member states, as this is the foundation to ensuring peace and security in the region.
Access to justice and transitional justice are two critical interventions on the continent that we must prioritize to promote justice, peace, accountability, and development on the continent.
We cannot get out of this mess if we don't address these kind of issues using transitional justice principles. Also understanding that our criminal justice systems are no longer working as we would have expected it to work.
The correlation between weak justice system and rising violent conflicts within the ECOWAS region is a major concern for members, and the earlier this is addressed, the better for the region.
If you do not allow certain persons who feel that their rights have been infringed, certain persons who have certain benefits, and you don't address it, it builds up. And when it builds up, people take the laws into their hands and they want to implement or effect justice themselves.
It is hoped that the 2 days roundtable will produce a policy document that will help civil society organizations in ECOWAS member states to promote access to justice and reduce conflict in the region.
Now, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says it will conduct governorship elections in KOGI and BAYELSA states on November the 2nd this year. According to a statement released and signed by INEC's National Commissioner on Information and Voter Education, Mr. Festus Okoye, the exercise will happen on the same day in both states. The electoral umpire has also released details of schedule for the elections. First on the agenda will be the notice of election, which will be released on the 1st of August this year, while party primaries will hold from the 2nd of August to the 29th of the same month. Political party campaigns will begin on the 2nd of August and end on the 31st of October this year, while names of candidates are expected to be submitted latest on the 2nd of October. And the Federal High Court in Makurdi has remanded Mrs. Felicia Ochiga Obuja at the Federal Prisons Makurdi for negligence over the alleged rape and death of a 13-year-old girl, OCHANYA, by the defendant's husband and son, Andrew and Victor. Well, the young OCHANYA died in October last year owing to complications arising from the alleged sexual molestations she suffered at the hands of Mr. Obuja and his son. Mr. Obuja is a senior lecturer at the Department of Catering and Hotel Management in the Benue State Polytechnic, Ubokolo, while his son, Victor, who is now at large, is a final-year student at the Federal University of Agriculture in Makurdi. Mrs. Obuja was arraigned by the federal government through its agency, the National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, on 2 counts. She has pleaded not guilty to the charges, while the court ruled that she be remanded in prison pending the commencement of her trial. And that's all from Abuja. It's back to you, Ijoma.
When the news at 10 returns, Nigeria's economy expected to grow by 2.1% this year as International Monetary Fund cuts global growth forecast. You join us again.